To prepare you for the meeting with an attorney, I'm going to go over about 10 questions that you can expect the attorney to ask you at the initial consultation. Let's begin with the first one, and probably the most obvious. We're going to ask you to explain how the automobile accident occurred. We're going to ask you if the other driver was at fault, and were there any witnesses. Second, we're going to ask you at the meeting, did the police write a report, or was there an exchange of information form? In cases where there's not a lot of property damage, you can expect there to be no police report. In cases where there is a police report, it'll usually be available in most counties within 10 days, or our office, Portner and Shure, can get it for you online. With respect to your injuries, we're going to ask you, did you go to the hospital after the accident? If you didn't go to the hospital, we're going to want to know, when was the first time you went to a doctor? Insurance companies are looking at these accidents, and they're basically saying if you're hurt, you should seek treatment immediately to document the injury. If you need a doctor's recommendation, Portner and Shure has a list of doctors in almost every county in Maryland and Virginia where we know our clients, our past clients over the last 17 years, have said are good doctors and have gotten them better, and at the same time the insurance companies have paid their bills and found their bills to be reasonable and customary. We're going to ask you with respect to the bills, did you have personal injury protection if it's a Maryland case, or if it's a Virginia case, do you have what's called MedPay? In either case, if you have that insurance, it's great. The insurance company, for what's called the liability carrier, can't hold that against you if you use that insurance. And in other words, really, you get paid twice. You get paid by using the PIP insurance or MedPay, then you get paid again from what's called the liability carrier. We're going to ask you if your car sustained any visible property damage. We do make claims and we do have recoveries in cases where there's little or no property damage. However, in those cases, we look at them closely. We make sure that you haven't had prior accidents and that you really did seek medical treatment almost immediately. We're going to ask you if you sustained a serious injury on the other hand. If you sustain a serious injury, it gets worked up by me personally and one of our more experienced paralegals. In that particular case, we look at your future lost wages and your possible permanency, and we spend a lot of time looking at that claim.